Okay, guys, I didn't realize that the video had cut off, so I don't know what you guys did not hear. So we left off on this is the title of the play, okay? Now, here are the characters, and so this should be really easy to notice that this entire section is the cast. I'm going to try my best to write it neatly. This is the cast of characters, okay? And I'm not going to write the whole word characters. I'm just going to write C, the cast of characters. And the reason why this is the cast of characters because it literally lists every single character that's in this play. I know that Lucy Monroe, Nita Lopez, Mrs. Lopez, and Mrs. Monroe are the characters in this play. So I know that I need 4 people, right? It also tells me how they are related. So I know that Mrs. Monroe is Lucy's mother. They have the same last name. Mrs. Lopez is Nita's grandmother, right? Because it tells me that here. This is very important for the director and the actors. Now, the next thing that I'm going to pick out is my act, right? I know that this is Act 1, and so this is basically going to set the scene up. It's going to set the play up. Act 1 is pretty much going to tell me what my setting is and the problem of the story of the play. Because a play is pretty much a story being just performed, right? So, next we have our first scene. Our first scene is in a particular setting with particular characters. You'll be able to see the difference when you see the transition from scene 1 and scene 2. Because remember, scenes give you differences between characters and settings, okay? All right, now let's continue moving on. Now, when you see, guys, this little blurb with in parentheses, and it's like italicized, these are the, and I'm going to try my best to underline it neatly. These are, I didn't want that. I'm sorry, y'all. My computer does not want me to be great. These are the stage directions. You guys see how the stage directions are telling the actor what to do, right? It literally says that Lucy is playing hopscotch. So whoever the actor is that is playing Lucy, she knows that she needs to be playing hopscotch, right? It also gives you the setting. So we know that Lucy is currently outside because she's on the sidewalk and she's in front of her house. You can't play hopscotch in the house. I mean, she's outside. Then it tells you that Nita walks out of the house next door with her grandmother. So Nita and Mrs. Lopez, they know what they need to do. They need to be walking out of the house, right? So all of this is pretty much the stage directions give direction to the actors. It tells you what the characters are doing, how they are feeling, and what the setting is, right? It doesn't really say like how they're feeling. Lucy must be happy because she's playing a game, and then Nita and Mrs. Lopez, it doesn't really say much. So let's go ahead and begin the scene. It's only 2 lines here. Nita says, "Hi, Lucy. My grandmother is going to teach me how to plant tulips. Want to learn too?" And then Lucy says, "No thanks. I'm going to watch TV." So that's the only thing that happens in scene 1. We get the setting. We really don't know like what the problem is yet. So Act 1 in this play pretty much just sets the scene up. Now, this is where you're going to see the transition in scenes. Now we're on to scene 2. Notice how the setting is changing and now there are new characters being presented. Remember, each scene has a change in setting and characters. So now it seems like Lucy is back at home and her mother is there. It says, let's read the stage directions. Lucy runs stage left. Let's keep labeling throughout. So we have our stage directions. Okay. All right. So we know that Lucy is going inside the house, and her mother is standing by the door, and it's obvious she was listening. She doesn't look happy. So Mrs. Monroe, her mom, is not happy. So the actor who's playing Mrs. Monroe knows how to feel and how to look at this point. She knows that she needs to look pretty angry, right? Let's go ahead and begin. Why don't you want to learn how to plant tulips? I'd rather watch TV. You watch too much TV. That's so nice of Mrs. Lopez to offer to teach you how to garden. You should go back over there. And so here, there's another stage direction. The actor needs to know that when she says this next line, she has to be whining. Okay? But Mom, go. All right. So good. That is the end of scene 2, right? So now we are moving on to the second act. So in Act 1, pretty much told us the setting and the problem. So we see that the setting is in the neighborhood, they're at home, and the problem is that Lucy doesn't want to plant tulips, she wants to watch TV. Now we're moving on to Act 2. We're going to figure out how the problem is solved, okay? Now we're in Act 2. We are back to scene 1 because every time there's a new act, there's a new scene that's presented. So we have a different setting and more characters that's being presented. Here are our new stage directions for our actors. Every time you see something italicized in parentheses, that's the stage direction. Lucy runs through the door and then stage right. She goes around the fence to where Nita and Mrs. Lopez are kneeling on the ground. So now it looks like they are in the garden, in Mrs. Lopez and Nita's garden. Lucy is pouting, so she really doesn't want to do this. She's just doing it because her mom told her to. My mom says I should learn how to garden. So Mrs. Lopez is super happy because she's smiling. I would love to teach you, Lucy. Just grab that trowel and dig a small hole in the dirt. Make sure you dig down about 6 inches. So at this point, Lucy is still upset because it says that she frowns before grabbing a trowel and kneeling on the ground next to Nita. She digs a hole. So as you can see, the stage directions are giving the actors a lot of direction on how they should be acting. Mrs. Lopez, that looks great. Now drop the bulb in the hole and cover it up with dirt like this. We're still with our stage directions, okay? Mrs. Lopez demonstrates for the girls, and then Lucy and Nita follow her along. That was really fun. I can't wait to see the garden. When will the flowers bloom? The tulips won't actually grow until next spring. We want the bulbs in the fall because they will grow better if they are in the ground all winter. That should say winter. Oh, I thought we get to see them right away. A clap of thunder sound. So guys, this tells us that it's about to rain. Notice how the stage directions are giving us more insight on what's happening in the play. Grandma, our tulips! They'll be okay. The rain will help them grow, and next spring we'll have a beautiful garden. Thanks for showing me how to plant tulips, Mrs. Lopez. This was way more fun than watching TV. I'm glad you joined us, Lucy, but remember, our work isn't over. In the spring, we're going to have to take care of the tulips so they grow to be as healthy and pretty as possible. I can't wait. It starts to rain, and they run towards the house. So, guys, let's go ahead and write in our box what we discovered about the different poetry elements. So, how does the cast of characters help you understand the drama better? We know that the cast of characters help us to know who the characters are and how, or let's just say who the characters are and how they are related. Okay? We're just going to move that up a little bit. Now, let's go to the next one. How do the stage directions help us, right? So we know that stage directions tell us the setting, right? It also tells the actor how to feel, think, and what the character is doing. It also tells us what is happening. So actually, I'm not going to say what is happening because that's pretty much the setting. Okay, the stage directions give us the setting. Where are they? How are the characters feeling? What are they doing? What are they thinking? And stage directions pretty much help the actors, okay? Now the act, remember we said that the act is the story plot, okay? This is the problem, or this is the setting, problem, resolution, solution, okay? And then the scene is, it tells us a changes in characters and setting. Because remember, every new scene there were different characters and they were at different houses. So let's go ahead and answer this one question together about our drama elements. Which drama element helps the reader understand how the character feels? When I go back, guys, I know that I only know how the character is feeling based on the stage directions, right? The stage directions is what tell us that Lucy is frowning, that she's upset, or that her mom was upset, right? And so that is our stage directions. Okay, good. Now we're in our guided practice. Okay, so real quick, guys, I want you to go ahead and pick out the drama elements. Of course, this is the title. Okay. And then we have our cast of characters. I'm just going to put C-O-C. Okay. We know that in this play, you have John, you have Andrew, John Lee, Andrew Lee, Mrs. Lee, teenage girl's father. So we know that John and Andrew must be brothers because they have the same last name. Mrs. Lee must be their mother. They all have the same last name, right? It also gives us a little bit more insight on how old John and Andrew are so they know how to act. Then we have a teenage girl and her father, okay? Now, here we have Act 1 and Scene 1 that is together. So we have the act and the scene together. There goes those stage directions, right? It's telling us where they are and what the characters are doing. So John and Andrew are walking home from school and they're chatting about their day. Guys, I'm not going to actually go through this whole poem. I'm not going to read it. You need to make sure you read it, and you can pause this video, read it, and mark it up on your own, and then I'm just going to go through the answers. In Act 3, what do the boys do to help solve their problem? They put up missing posters to help find the kitten's owner. So if you chose that, you were right. How does Mrs. Lee feel when she meets the cat in Act 2? She is very curious because she's trying to figure out where this cat came from. Okay? And then finally, which drama element helps the reader to understand character relations? We know that that is the cast of characters because it tells us their relationship. So guys, please make sure that you did not just copy the answers, but that you actually read through the poem and you answered these questions before I gave you the answers. Now is the time to go to your independent practice and practice before you do your exit ticket. It's very important that you do your independent practice first because these drama elements can be a little tricky, especially the difference between the act, the scene, and the stage directions, okay? If you have any questions, guys, please feel free to ask me, and good luck on your exit ticket. I hope I see a lot of 100%. Bye-bye.